Hello, guys, and welcome to my live stream of Endless Punishment. Yeah, it's pre-con, and it's looking really awesome. Uh, it's been a while since I've done unboxing of a pre-con now. I've mostly done stuff where I produce my own decks and try to upgrade those, and that's fun. But today I just thought I'd unbox this with you guys and look at it. There's already lots of YouTube videos on this, but I don't think they've gotten through the cards one by one. They just do the general hypothesis of what this is. So I'm just gonna go through it one by one and unbox it, of course. And I brought my trusty knife. Sorry about that. And yeah, so it's really sharp, this, and it opens up whatever you want. Yeah. And today I wasn't bothered with soda, so I just brought a glass of water. Yeah. So, so what's the best way to open these? I would guess or assume that from the bottom, I think. Let's see. Uh, maybe here. I'm not a pro opener of precons, as you might assume. What's this? Oh yeah, just some waste information there on the box on how to get rid of the waste in different countries, USA and Canada. I didn't know they had that. Okay. Let's try to open it from the top here. Let's do that. This stream is going to be all about opening boxes. Well, let's hope not. Okay, here it goes. There we go. Okay. So there's a box within the box. We can take the commander and get that out of the way. Flying ward, pay 2 life. Whenever an opponent loses life for the first time during each of your turns, put a +1/+1 counter on Volgarath, Hour of Souls, and draw a card. Yeah. So that's pretty good. But for the first time, it says that probably means that it can only happen one time each turn, I guess. I would assume that. But I have to check that out on the internet and find out the ruling on this card. Yeah, you're right about that, man. And it's got, well, hold on. Ah, yeah, it's got that new smell. Yeah. I'm only kidding. It doesn't smell anything. It's just cardboard. Yeah. But here we got some counters. That's cool. So I get to take this out of the box and use it if I want. Yeah. I already bought counters on Temu, though. I haven't checked those out yet. I can probably do that in the same video, this video. Let's see. Yeah, it's 4 of these. And 4+1/+1. And on the other side of the box, wait for it. There's the commander. Oh, there they are, man. -1/-1. 4 of those as well. So if you buy a lot of these precons, I guess you get a lot of these. So then you save money on dice from Timo. Yeah. So that's it. The box itself is really cool, though. Lots of epic coloring here, and the design of it is cool. So it really brings up the expectations of what this deck can do. Yeah. And this is, of course, the other box, which I opened earlier. Okay. Okay. And there's a poster type deal in here. Oh, an explanation of the new rules. I'm not too sure about that, though. This is just another arch enemies in Magic format where a team of 3 players faces off against an all-powerful arch enemy player. So yeah, that's probably pretty cool. Maybe my friends can play this. When playing alongside the commander format, the arch enemy starts at 60 life, and the other 3 players share 60 life as a team. Oh yeah, cool. Before the game begins, decide who will play as the arch enemy, then shuffle the deck of oversized schemes. And the schemes, I guess it's these things that were included with this deck. Yeah, and they're larger than normal Magic card. These, and they were included as mentioned. Okay. Yeah, let's just get that out of the way. I'm gonna open the Timo dice. I bought some dice from Timo, and we're just gonna look at those in this stream, even though it's not connected to this stream. Fuck it. I'll make a separate video of that. Let's just stick to the topic here. I'm telling my viewers to stay on topic, so why shouldn't I do that? Okay. So this is the card version of my commander. And it's foil, so that's cool that they included a foil with my commander. And there's also another card which immediately shows up here. It's the Lord of Pain, it says. Menace, your opponents can't gain life. That's cool. Whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, choose another target player. The Lord of Pain deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to the chosen player. And this is a human assassin, 5/5. Yeah, and it costs 5. So that's not too bad, and this is also a foil. So, and there's the usual ruling card, which is nice to have if you don't know the rules. And let's get the tokens out of the way. And the tokens are token versions of creatures which create tokens. So here you go. There's a human soldier on one side and the scarecrow with vigilance on the other side. Okay. There's a devil. Okay. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Okay. And on the other side, it's another scarecrow. Devil again. Scarecrow again. Devil. Scarecrow. Devil. Scarecrow. Devil. Scarecrow. Devil. Scarecrow. Devil. Scarecrow. Devil. Scarecrow. And Devil. Scarecrow. Yeah, so there we go. That's the tokens summed up. Yeah, so I guess there's a lot of creatures making devils and scarecrows then. Yeah. Okay, going from top to bottom. Here we go. Zombie Snake. That's fun. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, they lose 1 life, and you get a minus counter on up to 1 target creature they control. Persist when this creature dies. If it had no minus counters on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a minus counter on it. So yeah, this is pretty good. It's annoying as hell. So and that's fun. So looking forward to playing that. Starting with the next opponent in a turn order, each player chooses the creature you don't control. Destroy the chosen creature. Okay, so it's yeah, so it's a nice way to get rid of creatures. Destroy target creature an opponent controls. That player loses 3 life. Exile suspended sentence with 3 time counters on it. Okay, so it's a 2-for-1 card. That's not too bad. I didn't want to play with red, so here I go. This deck is also red, included in the colors. And first strike hastes. Actually, really cool artwork on this card. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, if Bear Flare Goblin is tapped, that player adds 1 mana of any color that land produces. Then that land deals 1 damage to that player. Pretty cool. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, their full arsenal deals damage equal to its power to that player. Okay, so if I boost this, then wait, there's more. When this creature dies, if it had no +1/+1 counter on it, return it to the battlefield with control with a. Yeah. That's awesome as well. Okay. What the hell is this? I need to hold this card up like this, guys. Sorry about that if the text is a little bit small. When you unlock this door, create 3 1/1 red devil creature tokens. With when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. If a sorcerer control, and the other door is Torture Pit. If a sorcerer control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage +2 instead. Okay. Yeah. Pretty cool. And the only thing I'm reacting to is all these cards have a lot of text to them, so there's a lot of stuff going on in a short amount of time. So I don't know if that's a good thing though. Whenever Star Athlete attacks, choose up to One target non-land permanent, its controller may sacrifice it. If they don't, star athlete deals 5 damage to that player. And I can also cast it for the blitz cost, and then it gains haste. So that's cool. Morbid. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature died this turn, put a soul counter on Cian's board. At X mana of any color, where X is the number of soul counters on Cian's board, spend that mana to cast Sorcerer, Demon, and Spirit spells. Okay. This is pretty good, though. Yeah. Destroy target artifact creature or planeswalker. Awesome card. I love these cards. Little text, but pretty understandable what happens. As long as your devotion to black and red is less than 7, Malgus isn't a creature, okay? At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Malgus deals 2 damage to that player unless they sacrifice a creature. Wow, nice. And it's a god. Legendary enchantment creature god. Yeah. So. Okay. At the beginning of each end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Okay. Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. Wow. So you get to draw a lot of cards and you destroy a lot of creatures and you do. When you cycle. Okay. So you get to cycle it as well then. For, well, not so much cost as the other one. Whenever an opponent draws a card, fear and roll deals 1 damage to that player. That's pretty good. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if you control a red permanent, you may have Get Rid Parasite deal 1 damage to that player. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of damage going on around here. I think a quick creature has flying and lifelink, so this is a equipment. Whenever an equipped creature dies, you may pay X life, where X is its power. If you do, draw X cards. Okay. Also pretty cool artwork there on this card. Menace. When Massacre Girl enters, each other creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, each creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1 until the end of turn. Okay, so there's potential for ridding the game of many creatures. This is a classic. I own this in another deck, so this one is pretty cool. It's Massacre Worm, and they haven't changed the artwork, which is nice because the artwork is fine as it is. So I'm not going to say much of this. It's awesome. Whenever a land opponent controls enters, that player loses 1 life, but +1/+1 counter on Nightshade Harvester. Okay, that's cool. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. That's when the act deals 13 damage to each creature. Wow. So it's a board wipe then. Yeah. Indestructible. Whenever Brash Taunter is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. And it's indestructible. So yeah, that's pretty good. Oh yeah. Brash Taunter fights another target creature. That's fun. Okay. Instant. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it into the battlefield. That's cool. It's a sort of a gamble. First strike when Gumbustive Gerhulk enters, target opponent may have you draw 3 cards. If the player doesn't, you mill 3 cards. Then Combustible Gerhulk deals damage to that player equal to the total mana value of those cards. Well, that's awesome. That's a new mechanic, I believe. I haven't seen that before. Very cool. Enchanter's Bane. At the beginning of your end step, target enchantment deals damage equal to its mana value to its controller unless that player sacrifices it. Okay. So, what's the point of this? Anybody know? At the beginning of your end step, target enchantment deals. Okay, so it's a target enchantment, that kind of thing? I didn't understand it. I need to read up on it. I don't know. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield, if it isn't a mana ability, Harsh Mentor deals 2 damage to that player. That's cool. So there's there's lots of like passive damage on this deck, it seems. Passive aggressiveness. I love it. And here's a dinosaur for some reason. Okay, so we love our dinosaurs, but what's it doing here? Menace, players can't gain life. That's cool. Whenever another creature enters, ramping can deal 1 damage to that creature's control. Yeah, another passive damage kind of thing. Whenever a Tecton Giant attacks or becomes a target of spell or opponent controls, choose 1. Okay. Tecton Giant deals 3 damage to each opponent. Okay. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose 1 of them. Until end of turn, your next turn, you may play that card. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Okay. Pretty decent, actually. But again, it's like a passive kind of thing. You don't need to attack with the creature, but if stuff happens to it, stuff begins to happen. How about legendary creature, Vampire Noble. And it has first strike. At the beginning of your second main phase, okay, look at the top X card of your library, where X is the total amount of life your opponent lost this turn. Exile 1 of those cards and put the rest at the bottom of the library in any order. You may play the exile card this turn. Yeah. So yeah, a bit complicated, but there you go. It's pretty good nonetheless. And as you may have figured out, I prefer the less complicated cards of Magic the Gathering. Okay, whenever an opponent casts a spell, Karvik the Merciless deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. This is pretty good. Yeah. So this deck seems to actually pacify my opponents. They're afraid to do anything with this deck if I get enough of those creatures out. Eraktos, Lord of Riots. You can't cast this spell unless an opponent lost life this turn. Flying, trample. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. Okay. Okay. So I can just do damage and then put all my creatures in my hand out for free. That's awesome. Enchantment. At the beginning of each player's draw step, the player draws an additional card. Okay. Whenever a player draws a card, Spiteful Vision deals 1 damage to that player. Okay. So, yeah. This deck is turning out quite alright, I think. Menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card and loses 1 life. There should be a land somewhere in here with no maximum hand size, I believe, because there's lots of drawing going on. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. During your upkeep, if any opponent lost life this turn, you may play lands and cast spells from among the cards exiled with Theater of Horrors. Horrors, okay. And Theater of Horrors deal 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. So, very good. Yeah. Whenever you cast your first spell, each turn choose an opponent at random. Vile Smasher the Fierce deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to that player or planeswalker that player controls. That's awesome. This one, really good. They haven't changed the artwork, and that's also cool. They don't need to do that. It's a cool card. You give a creature Death Touch and Lifelink. So 2 for 1 there, but it's pretty cheap. You just pay 1 and 2 to equip. So, and as you may or may not know, artifacts don't have summoning sickness, so you can just throw it out there and throw it at any creature, and it just starts to attack right away. But you have to equip the artifact on a creature that doesn't have summoning sickness, of course. What's this then? It's the artifact creature Solemn Solukaragram. When Solemn Solukaragram enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, put that card into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. When Solukaragram dies, you may draw a card. Real cool. And we're off to the lands then. So it seems that these are lands with 2 colors, which is cool. You got 1 there. You got 1 here. This land you can cycle, so that's cool. 1 here. What's this? Okay, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so it's just basically lands with 2 colors, and they got some stuff going on. So I haven't seen any basic lands yet, though. This land is pretty cool. You pay 1 and you get 2 of those. Oh yeah, this land also deals 1 damage to each opponent. Pretty cool. Yeah. So I don't need to say much about these lands. I can say a little bit about this though. Hideaway. When this land enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, and put the rest on the bottom of your at a random order. And Spyrock Null enters tapped, so I need to tap it when it enters. But you may play the exile card without paying its mana cost if an opponent was dealt 7 or more damage this turn. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, so a land that does damage to me. That's awesome. Yeah. I haven't seen no lands with no maximum hand size yet, though, so that's a bit strange. Here I get to scry 1. That's always welcome. Beggars can't be choosers, they say. Which cleric target commander gains lifelink until end of turn? That's cool. So my commander, of course, gains lifelink. Okay. Fear of Burning Alive. When Fear of Burning Alive enters, it deals 4 damage to each opponent. And here it says something. There's a new ruling here. Delirium, it says. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, Fear of Burning Alive deals that amount of damage to target creature that player controls. Okay. But this needs to be alive for that to happen, though. Grab the prize. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards. If the discarded card wasn't a land card, grab the prize, deals 2 damage to each opponent. And of course, the artwork is epic on this one. Land, sacrifice, Terramorphic Expanse. Search it out for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Yeah. Awesome. I might change this out, but I'll think about it. Yeah. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So yeah. I believe this artwork is changed though. I've seen this card before, but it didn't look like that though. No. Whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, you may have that player lose 1 life. Yeah. Feed the Swarm. Destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose X life equal to that permanent's mana value. Okay. Arcane Signets. Add 1 mana of any color to your opponent commander's color identity. That's cool. Equipped creature has haste and shroud. Lightning Greaves. That's awesome. Yeah. And they changed the artwork on these as well. I think I prefer the old artwork, to be honest, but this is pretty cool too. It's probably Michael Jackson there doing his moonwalk kind of thing. Soul Ring. Actually, pretty cool artwork on this as well. I prefer this artwork to the old one. The old one was getting a bit stale, so this one is cool. Add 1 color of any color to your commander's color's identity. Pretty basic stuff there. Bastion of Remembrance. When Bastion of Remembrance enters, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Yeah. Seen this before. Yeah. It's the same artwork, by the way. Whenever blood artist, okay. Whenever blood artist or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Pretty cool. Glad to see that there. Flying, whenever Falcon, Wrath, Noble, or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Yeah. So as you can see, guys, lots of passive aggressiveness in this deck. I don't really need to attack or anything. I can just, yeah. Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Yeah. I have this in my life deck, actually. I think they changed the artwork a little bit on this. Yeah. So, I don't know which one I prefer, though. This one was pretty cool as well. Then he lost a sack of gold on the background there. So I probably prefer this one. Yeah. But what this card is a creature, and when Grey Merchant of Asphodel enters, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. And the devotion to black is the skulls right here. So you just count the skulls on the cards you have available as permanents, and then you count that, and yeah. So if I have, for example, 5, then each opponent loses 5, and I get 5. So if I play against 3 opponents, then I get 15 life. Yeah. So there we go. Pretty good guy. Pretty cool guy, I must say. Destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. Pretty good. Glad to see some of those there as well. Good to have some target removal if they can't be removed in any other way. Whenever one or more other creature die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Yeah, so pretty awesome. That target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Okay, so I get to draw some cards in with this deck. That's awesome. Sir Conrad the Grim. Okay, yeah, it's only natural that he would show up. Hello, Sir Conrad. How you doing, mate? You need some coffee? Maybe a cup of tea, man. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card in you is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Sir Conrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. So, quite a handful there, but it's pretty easy. Nonetheless. Yeah. Pretty cool guy. You make a spectacle. You may cast a spell for its spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. Okay, so it gets become 2 times cheaper, or 2 mana cheaper. Exile the top cards of your library until the end of your turn. You may play those cards. Okay. Cardur, Doomscourge. When Cardur, Doomscourge enters until your next turn, create creatures your opponent controls attack each combat if able, and attack a player other than you if able. Whenever an attacking creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay, so he just makes everything attack then. And have you noticed that they've changed out the layout of these cards? When Cardoon Doomscourge enters, it just says enters now. It doesn't say enters the battlefield anymore. Which is a shame, because enters, what the hell is that? I enter. I have entered now. Oh well. When a player sacrifices a permanent, Mayhem Devil deals 1 damage to any target. That's cool. I haven't seen the use for my tokens yet, though, so I guess that will come up soon enough. Choose 1, exile target player's graveyard. That's good. Destroy target artifact. Okay. Each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. Oh, yeah. Each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. That's pretty good. I haven't seen that one before. Felwar Stone. Add 1 mana of any color that an opponent controls would produce. Yeah. Mindstone. Sacrifice Mindstone. Draw a card. Okay, so here we have some mana rocks then. It's the mana rock time. Rock to Signet. This is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Here we have it. This is what I was waiting for. No maximum hand size. Thank you very much. I needed that. Ash Barrens. Yeah. Pretty good. And you get to cycle it as well. So that's not too bad. You gain 1 life. That's pretty good. The artwork on this is pretty epic, though. Evolving Wilds. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, but what the hell? Search your library for basic land card. I haven't seen any basic land cards in here up until now. So what the hell is going on? And we're soon done with this deck, so... I should remove that card if I don't see any basic land cards. Because this is not a basic land card. This is something else. It's Swamp Mountain. Yeah. And this is pretty close, but it's still not a basic land card. Oh, yeah, there we go. Temple of the False God. Yeah. Another refurbished artwork there. I prefer the old one. But here are the basic land cards which I missed, and now I get to have them. Yeah, so here we go. And there's probably some mountains in here as well. And here comes the mountains. Pretty cool artwork there. And another cool artwork there as well. Sort of a bridge leading up onto the abyss, it seems. Okay. And this deck also came with some schemes. So let's just open those and see what's what. And the back of these schemes look like that. It's Arch Enemy. So it's for the format Arch Enemy. So, yeah. When you set this scheme in motion, okay, each opponent exiles the top card of their library. You may cast any number of spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. That's cool. What's this? It's another scheme again, then. It's when you set this scheme in motion, gain control of all non-land permanents your opponents controls until end of turn. Untap those permanents. They gain haste until end of turn. Each of them attacks its owner this turn if able. Okay. Fear my authority. Okay. An ongoing scheme remains face up until it's abandoned. Okay. Creatures you control gets +2/+2 and have fear. And that means they can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. At the beginning of your upkeep, abandon this scheme unless you discard a card or pay 3 life. Okay. There's lots of schemes here. This is reality is mine to control. And this seems blue-oriented. Whenever you cast a spell, you may abandon this scheme. If you do, copy the spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Yeah. Seems blue-oriented, yeah. Running is useless. Okay, what's this? Okay. When you set the scheme in motion, choose any number of creatures with different mana values. Destroy those creatures. Okay, so. Okay. I'm not too sure about the artwork on this, though. It seems a bit weird. I mean... This seems like Magic the Gathering, and this seems like a sort of a indie game title of some sort. I don't know. Moving rapidly on then to you exist only to amuse. Okay. Oh, that's funny. When you set this scheme in motion, choose one. If you control 6 or more lands, choose both instead. Okay. Create 3 1-1 red devil creature tokens. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. So I guess that's where the tokens come in then. There we go, the devils, yeah. Until your next turn, creatures your opponent control have base power and toughness 1-1 and lose all abilities. Okay, so. But this, though, even though the artwork is a little bit crude, I still think that this is Magic the Gathering. I'm not too sure what this is, though. Oh, well. There we go. And I call for slaughter, it says here. Yeah. When you set this scheme in motion, create 3 1-1 red devil creature tokens with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to target. They gain haste until end of turn. If a source you control would deal damage this turn, it deals that much damage +1 instead. So I call for slaughter. I will savor your agony. There we go. When you set this scheme in motion, choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Destroy target creature. Target player draws a card. Target player gains 5 life. Yeah, so. Okay. Maybe a green sort of color, I think. I don't know. When you set this scheme in motion, each opponent who has more than 5 cards in hand discards a card equal to the difference. Okay. Then if fewer than 3 cards were discarded this way, you draw 3 cards. Yeah. I was right. It's green. And this is the equivalent of white. Looks pretty white to me. No secret is hidden from me. Okay. Oh well. When you set the scheme in motion, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then, if you control 6 or more lands, repeat this process once. Okay. And that's it, guys. That's the whole thing. It came with an envelope, so I'm gonna put the schemes back in here because I don't really see us trying to play Arch Enemy anytime soon. But it would be fun to try it, though. I'm not saying we won't, but we're all about the usual Commander junk, so that's where we're gonna play. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for watching this stream. If you like the content and you like what I do here, please consider becoming a member. It really helps the channel. There are 2 tiers available. It's the VIP, so you can become a VIP, or you can become a... I never remember that name, so I need to write it down. But the Worshipper, yeah, that's the other one. So you can worship me and stuff. Oh well. But these are expensive times, I understand, so just a suggestion. But other than that, you need to know that no secret is hidden from me. Oh well. Okay. Have yourself a great day, guys. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye bye.